So there's been a lot of negativity on my channel recently, and so I thought today I would shake things up by talking about one of my most anticipated games, the Demon's Souls remake. Over the last few years, I've become a huge fan of the, quote, Soulsborne series. Bloodborne and Dark Souls 1 in particular are some of my all-time favorite games, probably in the top 10. And I've always had a ton of respect for Bluepoint Games. I think they make some of the best remasters and remakes. Like, I absolutely adored the Shadow of the Colossus remake that came out a couple years ago. To me, that remake perfectly recaptured the feeling I got the first time I played the original version of Shadow of the Colossus. And so now, knowing that Bluepoint is remaking the first game in the Souls series, that just seems like a match made in heaven. I trust that this game will be very faithful to the original while also modernizing and improving on some of its flaws. And the funny thing is that I don't actually have that much nostalgia for Demon's Souls. In fact, I did my first full playthrough of the game earlier this year. And that kind of makes the timing of this remake really crazy to me. I don't even really feel like Demon's Souls needed a full remake because I feel like the original game holds up pretty well today. I was still really blown away by it and felt like it was a masterpiece. But I do still think it is really cool to see such a graphically impressive remake of the game, and it's also great that more people are now going to have the chance to play this amazing experience. Demon's Souls has some of the best atmosphere I've ever experienced in a game, and the remake seems like, in some ways, it kind of has less of a moody atmosphere, but in other parts of the trailer they released, it seems like it's even moodier and creepier, and I really like that. They showed a couple of the bosses in this trailer, and for the most part they look great, but there are a couple aesthetic changes that I'm not too big a fan of. For example, the Tower Knight, his character model looks fantastic, but I don't like the brighter lighting in the actual scene itself. I think it kind of takes away from the darker atmosphere that the fight originally had. And also, Flame Lurker, the fiery demon boss, I think he looks good in the remake, but he also looks very different from how he did in the original, and I kind of prefer the original's character design. I thought it was a bit creepier and more unique, whereas this one kind of looks like a typical demon you would see in something else like Doom Eternal, for example. But I think if fans voice their opinions on some of these changes, I think that Bluepoint will actually work on it and they will improve it. Other than that, I'm absolutely blown away by the visuals that the trailer and the screenshots have shown us so far. I also really appreciate that Bluepoint announced that there are going to be two graphics settings for this game. There's going to be a performance mode, which will improve the frame rate and mostly focus on delivering a 60 FPS experience, and then there will also be a resolution mode that will mostly focus on resolution and graphics with a lower frame rate. I feel like that's something that pretty much every game should just give us now. And when I play this game, I'm definitely going to play on the frame rate mode. I'm hoping that it will reach a fairly consistent 60 FPS because I'm getting kind of tired of playing games at 30. And I really hope that if you're a fan of From Software's games and you haven't played Demon's Souls yet, because I know that it was exclusive to the PS3 and has not been remastered so far, I definitely think that you guys should buy this remake and play it. I think you'll have an absolute blast with it. It's one of the most immersive and engrossing and addicting games I've ever played. And I really hope that this incredible game reaches a higher audience than it did before.